Hi everyone, welcome back. This is the third video which I'm making to help you understand the learnings from this book, Good to Great by Jim Collins. It's inspired me and I hope it will inspire you to help you and your organisations be even more successful than they already are, and maybe even great. Okay, so this chapter is all about people. The key learns from this, I'm going to go through what the key learns are, and then I'm just going to share some thoughts with you as well to help you hopefully put this into some sort of context in your world. But these are the key learns from the book. So the last video from last week, we saw what level 5 leaders look like. So this was this mixture of humility and absolute passion and drive. But what they didn't have was a massive ego where they thought they could do it all on their own. And this becomes very apparent why that's important and how that helped when we look at the first learnings from chapter 2. So chapter 2 is all about people, and it's a bit of a chicken and egg situation. So what comes first, strategy or people? Do you have to have a fantastic strategy? And if you do, will you automatically become ultimately successful? Or do you need fantastic people who have all of the characteristics and the attributes that are required and described beautifully in this book, which we'll come to as we go through the next few chapters, to help you come to the right strategy that then becomes the vehicle to take you into greatness? And the answer was very loud and clear. For those organisations that went from good to great, it was always people first, strategy second. In fact, on many occasions, CEOs were brought into an organisation and they were asked, what's your vision? What are we going to do? And they said, we don't know yet. We just don't know. That was the first sign of their humility, their ability to say, hey, look, I don't have all the answers, but what I do know is how to get the answers. And the first thing we're going to do is look at who's going to work in this organisation, starting top down. Who is going to be in this boardroom making decisions with me to help this organisation become fantastic? And the key here is with me, not for me, or that I will take the claim for. This is people working together. So what they did was they looked at who's on the bus. So who's currently there, who can stay in the roles that they're in, who are showing the behaviours, the characteristics and these attributes of people that desire greatness, but not just for themselves. This is about for the greater good, for the organisation. So these people care about others. They want to do it with people, not in spite of or against or showing that they're the best. That's what they were looking for. And in some of the organisations, they had to go in and clear out the bus completely and start again, because there was a legacy of egotistical driven decision making going on. So the higher you were up the hierarchy, the more likely you were to get your voice heard. And that isn't what these people wanted. They wanted great people with great ideas to share, to discuss, to argue, but to come to a decision for the right reason for everybody. And that was the biggest difference. So what did they have to do? They had to look at who was on the bus. They had to get people off the bus pretty quickly if they were in the wrong place. This is the first thing, is this rigorous process of deciding who are the right people, what are you looking for, what is going to take your organisation forward for a prolonged period of time, and what isn't. And once you've got that sorted in your head, you can start looking for those people. Now, if you have got great people already, fantastic. The chances are there will be people within your leadership teams, senior leadership teams, all the way down the chain that are not great for the organisation. You know who they are. I sometimes get brought in to work with those people to try and motivate them and encourage them, or try and figure out what's wrong with them. And a lot of the time, what's wrong with them is they're just the wrong people in the wrong place at the wrong time. But sometimes it's because the leadership at the top is so ineffective, it's driven for the wrong reasons, wrong decision making, the feeling coming down through the organisation affects people at all levels, and it affects their motivation. So, maybe I get brought in to motivate people. Maybe I come in to do a training course to see if we can engage them and reignite them. Maybe we look at the culture of the organisation, and what becomes absolutely apparent when there's a motivation problem is that it's because the people at the top are the wrong people, showing the wrong characteristics, or maybe it's just one person at the top who rules by fear. These ego-driven leaders cause the problems. So if you think that is the way to run your organisation, and you think, I've got the ideas, I'll do this, and you have a load of minions behind you nodding and saying yes because they're too scared to say anything else, your organisation may be great for a while, but it'll never be great for a long time. And I'd like you to think about the impact you have on everybody else while you're doing that. So the people that don't behave like that are the ones that worked with people, listened, got the right team of people behind them. They employed the right people who then employed the right people all the way through the business. And guess what happened? People felt motivated, they felt engaged, they felt valued. They didn't need to be micromanaged, because these people have these characteristics where they come in and they want to be passionate, they want to do a good job, and they are allowed to do it. Because everybody from top down listens and cares and does the right thing for everybody and the organisation. So now's probably a good time to look around you. You'll be seeing people that work with you, probably on camera a lot, that are inspiring you. Think, God, they've just got this amazing energy, drive, they're thinking of new ways to do things, they're being innovative, and you're letting them. That's fantastic. And you'll also see people who are sitting back going, hey, I can take it easy now because no one's really watching me. I'll turn my camera on when I need to. You'll have a feeling about who's doing that. You'll have a feeling about people that you just know are not going to help you take your team, whatever level you're at, to the next level to be really successful, which is going to impact on you and the organisation. And now what you need is the courage, the approval, I guess, maybe, if you're depending on the level of in the organisation you are, the knowledge of how to deal with that. So if you are feeling that way about people and don't know what to do about it, be brave, make the first move, talk to somebody, ask me, I'm very happy to talk to you about it, but do something. Level 5 leaders don't do nothing. They act quickly, they act fairly, they act in a way that is consistent over time, so everybody knows what to expect, and they do not allow mediocrity. If you are thinking about employing people right now, and you have a feeling somewhere, wherever you get your feelings, that this person is okay, but there's something niggling you, they're not great, don't do it. People might be going, but we've got to, we need to fill this spot. You are making a mistake by allowing second best into your organisation. It's okay to make mistakes, but if you keep doing that, it will hinder your ability to become great, like these good to great organisations in the book. So think carefully about who's there right now. If you're at the top of the organisation, are you making decisions with people or for people? Do you rule by fear or do you rule by compassion? Do you care about people or do you just care about results? You know, all these things need to be thought about. If you care about people, if you do it with people, if you take blame, if you give credit to people, whatever level they're at, and you allow people to talk, be listened to, do a great job, you will not need to pay for anybody to come in and motivate your force. The force behind you needs to be intrinsically motivated, and I'm afraid all of that comes from the behaviours of the people right at the top, and it impacts everybody else. So think carefully about what you're doing, how you're doing it, and if there is a different way. There is a saying that people are your greatest asset, but actually it's just the right people. The wrong people are not an asset. So get that into your head, it has to be the right people. Final thought is just about money, incentivizing people. So there's a misconception that if you pay people more money, if you incentivize them, you'll be able to re-engage them, motivate them. But if the reason isn't money or the fact that they want a prize or something, you've got no chance. It isn't going to change the behaviours. If people are not behaving in a way or showing the characteristics that are necessary to be great, and you might need to think about that a little. What is that? What does that look like to you in your world, in your organisation? And again, I can help with that if that's something you're stuck with. But think about that. If you're not seeing that in that person, and they're just saying, oh, look, if you pay me more, it's because I haven't got this, I haven't got a better car, or I haven't got a corporate bank card or something. If you give me that, it'll be better. It won't. They are not demonstrating the sort of characteristics and behaviours that will enable your organisation to be great. They're not demonstrating the characteristics that will enable themselves to be great. So how can they? So look at those people. Don't incentivise to change behaviour. Do incentivise well, pay well to get the right people in. Become the organisation that is known as only employing the best, and guess what will happen to your reputation, to the people that come to you, to the people that stay with you, and then you watch your success just grow and grow and grow. So it's not rocket science. It is pretty simple. It starts with people. And next time, what we're going to be looking at is, once we've got the right people in the right places, start to look at a little bit more about the characteristics of people. But we're going to look very much at the how to make the strategy right. So how to get your vision, your mission, your strategy so good, so clear, so concise that whatever decisions you make will be good ones. They might even be great ones. So it's a really useful chapter coming up alongside this one. People first, then look at how you're doing what you're doing, and then we start to look at the bigger picture as well as we go into the final few videos. I hope you're finding this useful. If you have any suggestions, any questions, any thoughts you want to share with me, please do. Thank you so much to everybody that's already commented or given me some thoughts or just said thank you. It's nice to know that it's useful for some people out there. Please feel free to share it with people who are in your organisation who might need to hear this. I'm sure there are a few. And I look forward to catching up with you next week. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you all soon.